Welcome back, baby doll. Let's use a real world example to try and guess how high crypto will grow in the future. And if we're on the right track or not. Is it going to be a Bitcoin Maxi world? Or an Ethereum Maxi world? Is it going to be something else? Let's see what happened in the past. How do humans behave? Let's explore this together. So, juicy tweet from me. If you're not following, you should. Bell notifications. So Google's search engine doesn't compete with Facebook social media. And both of them don't compete with Uber. Okay, so Google search engine, Facebook, they got the WhatsApp, they've got obviously Facebook themselves, the social media app, they have Instagram. Okay, everybody's showing their boobies. So crypto will go the same way based off the network effect growth. Obviously, that's my thesis. Bitcoin wants gold's market cap. Ethereum wants the stock market. ChainLink wants to be like the GPS for maps infrastructure, right? So this tweet is me conveying to you what I see. I wasn't around for the tech bubble boom, but I learned off the most wise. I learned off all the behaviors, the conclusion, the beginning, the middle, the end, and how it all came together. And I look at real world examples today. Because everyone in crypto, it's a community. Everything's a community and a tribe, and you got a fearless leader, and you want to win. And it's hyper competitive, and it's open source. There are no rules. So everybody believes, just because it's open source, that the competition is going to go in a way such that one person wins. And I say no. I think humans specialize. I think we need to focus, basically torpedo in how you want to onboard users, treat users. Is it payments? Is it DeFi? There's so many different aspects. You can't do everything at once. You can't. I have more examples to go through here, right? We're going to dig deeper. The Google one is the best example I can give. It's so clear when you see it, okay? So, here we go. Google has search engine dominance. A lot of world users, obviously, right? Google was like search engine number 23 or something, and it blew up. It was awesome. I remember when I was such a young kid, and I used it, and I was like, wow, this thing's going to take over the world. I remember saying it. I had no idea, right? Barely had pubes on my face by that point. So, and you couldn't invest in it, because it was all like insider ICOs, and I didn't know what money was, man. No one did, right? I was too young. It was back in the Pokemon days. So, when you're looking at this, you think, okay, Google, total world domination. They're taking over the world. And they did. But something happened. Look what happened, right? They still couldn't win in social media. So Google had one of these social media things. Google something. I forgot what it was called. Anyway, only nerds used it. Only nerds used it. Only guys with glasses and knitted sweaters. Just like really smart people used it. It never took off. They really tried to force everyone to use it. I don't know if you remember, but YouTube at one point tried to force your YouTube to link to its Google profile, the social media thing. And everybody lost their minds because we all want to be anonymous on YouTube, right? You want to abuse me. You want to use like a peanut emoji anonymously, right? And everybody lost their minds. And Google just lost. They had to put up, basically wave the flag. They lost the social media King's Facebook, right? But here's the thing. They also lost on food delivery. So Uber comes in and they somehow win, right? Here's the thing. What about dating apps like Tinder? Like, you would think, right? Google has all the users in the world. Everyone is going to the Google website. So you have G for Google. Everyone in the world is going here. So you're thinking, man, you guys can throw anything in our face right now. Anything. But it didn't work. They tried. They tried it with the social media and they quickly learned, we can't actually do everything. They learned pretty fast. Okay? Relatively. Okay? So, crypto leaders are similar. That's what I believe. Okay? And I think entrepreneurs are going to make cool applications that will absorb value and moonshot. So that's the thing. I think we all sit here in crypto and we believe, right? So let me describe this to you if you're new. Right? Crypto is hyper competitive, super competitive. Why? With companies, you have different countries, you have laws, legal barriers, You have geographical locations. So different countries can mine certain goods, can sell to certain people, right? Everything's different. It's very hard to compare. And you have to compare by the demographics and the size and where they can distribute, for example, right? Crypto is different. Crypto is the hardest game on earth. It's literally the wild, wild west, cowboys, right? Because it's digital cyberspace. Everyone is trying to promote their own network and grow at hyper fast speed. And to make things worse, it's all open source. You don't have completely open source world, okay? You can't go and look at, exactly how Tesla make the cars, okay? Even though it's a publicly listed company. You can't go and look at everything. But in crypto, there's a lot of open source information, a lot. But there's still winners and losers. So you're going to have to think, man, how are they going to get an advantage? Well, this is why you're watching my videos, right? So you want to see, okay, some crypto have leaders, fearless leaders. Some are undervalued, right? Some are targeting a different demographic, right? Some of them are targeting women, okay? Some crypto blockchains are targeting more females than others. Some of them are targeting the Asian market. Do you see? There's different flavors. You can't do everything at once. You can't. Learn from Google. I learned off Google. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Google literally had everyone in the world asking them, where are my socks, right? How do I date more women? How do I stop being so hairy? Everyone's asking Google all these questions, but they still don't have the answers to everything, right? Where can I find a girlfriend? Google's not helping you. Tinder is, right? I'm hungry, Google. Where's my food, right? It doesn't help you there either, okay? Even though it has everyone there. So I think crypto's going to go that same way, okay? And we continue. You got to think, right? And we're going to go through some charts, don't worry. If you were a Google Maxi, you could have easily believed that since Google had all the world's users, it had infinite value, okay? So this is why you listen to my channel. You want the perspective of let's walk through the chart and let's believe what the crowd believed. Let's feel what they felt. Because it happens in Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything, all the coins too, Dogecoin, Hex, ChainLink, it doesn't matter. At the top, man, it's like we're killing it, we're winning. Same as Tesla, same as everything else. It's the cycles of human fear, greed, all playing out, okay? But then, right, so you are Google Maxi and you believe, man, we got all the users, we're going to kill it. What comes next? Well, entrepreneurs invent web apps that attract a lot of people to the new cool thing. And here I go. I'll lead it off, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Who is next to rise to the top? Okay, so let's have a look at the charts, man, because I want you to know, right? This is if you could take one thing from this video, it's this. Everything can be overpriced and everything can be underpriced, all right? And just because your coin is less underpriced than something else doesn't mean that you're not going to go up. You're still going to go up, right? But you want to find what's more underpriced than something else because you have limited capital. You do, okay? Most people have less than $15,000 in crypto. So you don't have the luxury of holding Bitcoin for 9 years to see it hit like $180,000. You don't, okay? But someone with like a $1.4 million clip, yeah, he or she's going to be all right. They're going to be okay, just fine. They don't care. You're here to find edge while the edge exists. Let's look at here, man. Let's look at Google. See Google's chart up only? Absolute up only. Right, but let's go to 2013. So 2013, social media's kicking off. Google's trying their stuff. They couldn't really kick it off, but check out this, man. So, look, let's say you're in Google for so long, right? Here's now to 2013. You're up 4 times your money, which is 300%. Which is fantastic for stocks, but, that's like, we're laughing at that in crypto, yeah? So, you're up at this point, you're 2013, you're like, oh, well, I'm up 400%. It's working, it's winning. We're taking over the world, right? But if you just sit there and swallow the narrative that we're a Google Maxi and we have all the world's dominance, nothing else can compete with us. No matter any good idea anybody else has, we can adopt it to the search engine. Because I promise you, people were thinking like that during this time. I can look at this chart and I can tell you people thinking like that already, okay? Ad revenue around the world. What other elements and aspects of applications and internet stuff can we use, right? That's what happens, man. When you have these green candles, that's what people are dreaming of. They keep dreaming of that, the euphoria. Okay, so let's have a look at. Let's look at Google right here, $20. Look, if you held on, you're fine, right? If you held on your full bullet, you're like, yeah, sweet, that's fine. You did a 4 5x. Let's go 2013, more like here. Right, you get about 4 5x today. At the top, you got like a 6 7x. Okay. Now, if you go to Facebook, for example, here comes 2013, Facebook dumps down, and you got to think, okay, well, a Google Maxi would say, well, whatever Facebook does, Google's going to eventually take over it. We have all the users, right? But look, Facebook still gives you 13x at the top. Now, I know with crypto, we're like used to seeing huge discrepancies, but that's enormous, right? One gives you like a 13x, right? And everyone was saying that it's got no value and Google's going to take over it. Think about that. That's why I'm thinking about the next 10 years of crypto. Who's going to make some cool stuff? It's going to blow our minds because it's not going to make any sense. That's why when Doge started hitting the roof, I was like, of course it's going to happen. It's got a picture of a dog on it. People want to go out there and have fun, right? Go and watch the news. You can only listen to like, oh, well, today somebody took their socks off at the top of the building and fell off and died. You can only hear that so many times before you want to laugh. It's the same thing with crypto, man. Humans just get bored. We get bored, all right? And the trick is to find out how many people are bored versus how many people want to see other people dying. That's the actual real juice here, right? So back in my tweet, I talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? So Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Maxis, right? They are now talking about Bitcoin influencers now shift to talking about gold, right? 11 trillion market cap, you know, roughly around there. BTC equals 500B, whatever, you know? So you just got to understand this. Bitcoin, they're going after the gold value guys, right? Think about that. If you are not noticing this, you have to pay attention because you would think, okay, Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus all the other altcoins. It's not that anymore, man. Look, if you are here to invest and, you know, enhance your family's life, your wealth, you want to retire early, do some good for this world and stop being like a rat in a cubicle. If you want to be in that position, you have to think about, you know, the dominance of capital going somewhere and how much you can flow in and out and how much something can grow. You have to think about that. So we're looking at this. We're like, okay, well, Bitcoin influencers, they're now shifting to talk about gold. Why? You know, it's because they're giving up. They're giving up. They're not talking about Ethereum anymore. They can't. It's like they know, you know what, we've lost this game. There's too many degenerates, because that's from Bitcoiners' perspective. They think everybody who indulges in smart contracts is a degenerate, is a heathen. You're a worship the devil, right? So you got to think about this game. We've got to learn from Google. Ethereum's going after like the stock market. ChainLink's going to be the infrastructure. Okay? You got to remember, never forget these people here. Alphabet, Google. Okay? At one point, they had everything. Everyone was using the search engine. You need it for everything. There's a meme, Dr. Google, you know, even replacing health and doctors and all this stuff. You don't even need to go to the doctors, right? That's how popular it is. Yet, still, it couldn't do everything. Reminds you exactly of Bitcoin, okay? Exactly of Bitcoin here. Because we get drunk off euphoria, the ecstasy is so extreme. You believe in these green candles so much. You believe that you're invincible, that you can do everything, okay? But now we're seeing a shift. We're seeing people start to realize, maybe Bitcoin can't actually do everything, right? Now, people know this in the back of their mind, but we're probably going to see people start to allocate that way. They might be like, well, store of value, like how much cash do I have in the bank account? You know, the average person, by the way, saves about 8 to 12% of their full-time income. That's around the number. So 8 to 12%. So maybe people say, well, of my crypto portfolio, maybe I only need 10% Bitcoin allocation. You know, maybe that's how it goes. But if you start thinking like this, you're going to front run the crowd. Because by the time the crowd figures this out, Bitcoin might go up here and then disappoint again. And then you got to wait till the next cycle. Until next time, friends.